Horrified, Dungeons & Dragons is a cooperative game in which heroes work together to solve puzzles and defeat some of the most notorious monsters from the world of Dungeons & Dragons. If you're already a Horrified pro, click the link in the description for a video that explains the rules and gameplay unique to Horrified Dungeons & Dragons. If you're new to Horrified, let's get rolling. Let's set up Horrified Dungeons & Dragons. Set out your game board and familiarize yourself with the locations. Then, shuffle the 4 Lair tokens and place them face down on this symbol at Skull Island, Dragon's Platform, Obelisk of the Eye, and the Abandoned Camp. Put the terror marker in a clear base and place it at 0 on the terror level track at the top of the board. Put the 10 citizens in clear bases and place them next to the board. Then, shuffle the monster cards and place them face down next to the board as well. And here's the best part of monster setup. You get to choose which and how many monsters you will play with each time. The rulebook gives guidance on how to scale for difficulty. All monsters have a challenge to solve, a mini-game unique to that monster. Once their challenge is solved, you can attempt to defeat them. But we're going to be choosing Beholder and Displacer Beast, the recommended monsters for the first game. Place the corresponding monster mats next to the board in frenzy order from lowest to highest, and follow the final monster setup instructions on the back of the monster mats. Beholder has its eyes on you. To defeat Beholder, you'll need to damage the eye stalks. Place the Beholder at the location indicated. Place the 10 tokens marked with an X next to the monster mat. Place the Eye Ray reference card next to the monster mat. Determine the Displacer Beast's true location, then vanquish it with placed items and a roll of the die. Place Displacer Beast at the location indicated. Place the Frenzy marker in a clear base and place it on the monster mat with the lowest frenzy order number. Now, let's set up the player's side. Each player chooses the hero they want to play and takes the corresponding hero tile, standee, and a reference card. Put your standee in a matching color base and place it at the starting location indicated on your hero tile. Shuffle the perk cards and deal 1 to each player and place the remaining perk cards in a face-down draw pile next to the board. Since you can use your perk cards on any turn, you can keep it face up in front of you and even share what it does with the other heroes. Put the 60 item tokens in the haversack and shake it up. Draw 12 item tokens and place them on the locations indicated on the items. Then put the haversack next to the board. Lastly, roll the 20-sided die. The player with the highest roll goes first. Play will proceed clockwise around the board. Over the course of the game, you and your party will work together to defeat the monsters and restore order to the Forgotten Realms. Each turn consists of 2 parts, the hero phase and the monster phase. On the hero phase of your turn, you can take up to the number of actions indicated on your hero tile, in any order, and you can do the same action multiple times. On the monster phase, you draw a card from the monster deck and resolve it, adding items and possibly citizens to the world, and allowing the monsters in play to move and attack. Here are the actions you can take during the hero phase. Move. Move your hero along the path to an adjacent location. When you move, any number of citizens at your location may move with you for free. You may move into or out of a location with a monster, or end at a monster's location, but this might make you vulnerable during the monster phase. Teleportation circles allow you to use 1 move action to move between any other teleportation circle. You may move from any teleportation circle to another teleportation circle. There are also 2 secret passages that act like teleportation circles. One that links Castle Corkscrew to Skullport Gate, and the Yawning Portal. The well links to the entry well with only one move. Citizens may move with your hero through a teleportation circle. Even though the Red Dragon is not in our setup, it is worth noting here that when in play, he may not move into the city of Waterdeep, as indicated by this symbol on the board. Guide. Move one citizen at an adjacent location to the location of your hero, or move a citizen on your same space to an adjacent location. But citizens may not be guided through a teleportation circle. Pick up. Take any number of items from your hero's location. Place them in front of you. This is a great action to take on your first turn. Share. All heroes at the same location as you may exchange any number of items with each other. Sharing does not require a one-to-one trade, and it does not need to involve your hero. Advance. Use items or actions to advance a monster's challenge. These are the steps you need to complete before you can defeat a monster. They are detailed on the monster mats. For example, to advance the Beholder, you will need to be in the Beholder's space. Discard an item. Roll the d20. If the roll is between 2 and 15, disable 1 I-beam. If it's between 16 and 19, disable 2. If it's 20 plus, disable 3 I-beams. Defeat. Use one or more of your items to defeat a monster. Remember, you must advance a monster's challenge before you can take the defeat action. For example, with the Beholder, you must have at first damaged all the eye stalks, and then you can attempt to defeat the Beholder by blinding it. Have your hero on the same space as the monster and discard 6+ mundane tokens. If you can defeat a monster, it and all of its components are removed from the game board. All events or attacks that refer to it may be ignored. And as a nice bonus, the terror level moves backwards 1 space. And if it was the frenzied monster, the frenzy marker moves to the monster with the next highest frenzy number. Special action. Roll the d20. The number rolled will correspond to an effect on your hero tile. Rolling a 1 here, or at any time during the game, is always a critical failure. There is no effect and nothing happens, other than you used up 1 special action. The cleric and the fighter have special action effects that are activated during their monster phase. If this is the result of their special action die roll, they keep the effect in mind to use during the next monster phase. Anytime during the game a 20 is rolled, including during a special action, the player is awarded a perk card. Reveal a lair. Finally, some monsters will require you to discover their lair to face them. In the location of a face-down lair token, you may spend any color item tokens totaling 3 or more strength to reveal the lair and which monster is associated with it. If it is blank, no lair has been found. It remains on the board for the rest of the game. Throughout the hero phase, you and your allies will be picking up item tokens, sharing and using them to advance or defeat monsters. Each item has a name, a color indicating the item type, a strength number, and a location indicating where the item starts when it is drawn from the haversack. The shape around the strength number indicates the type. Hexagon red items are weapons, circle blue items are arcane, and square yellow items are mundane. This indicates a specific type you must play. This means any token. And this means single color tokens of the type indicated. When you use an item, place it in a discard pile next to the board unless otherwise instructed. When the Horrified haversack is empty, you will refill it with all items in the item discard pile. If the heroes are in a bind, perk cards are a true gift. Any player may play any number of perk cards during the hero phase. It's a good idea to discuss with all heroes before playing. And once played, you discard it face up. It does not require an action. If a card instructs you to place a hero or citizen or monster in a location, place them directly in that new location. You start the game with 1, but you can earn additional perk cards when you roll a 20 on the die, or escort a citizen to their safe location. But you also need to escort citizens to keep them safe, which brings us to the monster phase. During the monster phase, the active player draws a card from the top of the monster deck and resolves the 3 parts of the card from top to bottom. Items. Draw the number of items listed at the top right of the card from the haversack. Place each item on the game board at the location indicated. Event. Each event involves either a monster action or adding a new citizen. If a citizen, add the citizen mentioned to the start space indicated. If it is a monster action, read it aloud and do what it says. If the event names a monster that's not in your game, ignore the event. You're safe for now. And continue to the monster attack. Monster attack. The symbols at the bottom of the card indicate what happens during the monster attack. Follow these from left to right. The frenzy monster goes first, but here the icon is marked out, so it is not activated this monster phase. Then, if there is a matching color or symbol, that monster goes next. Sometimes no symbol will match or will be ignored because the monster was already defeated. However, sometimes the same monster will move and attack twice. Adventuring is unpredictable. See this handy table in the rulebook for monster symbols and colors. When a monster move is indicated, that monster moves towards the closest character, hero, or citizen. The number of spaces they move is indicated by the foot icon. If there are multiple characters equally close, a monster moves toward a hero rather than a citizen. If there are multiple closest heroes, the active player chooses which one the monster will move toward. Here, it moves towards the hero with the most items. If a monster moves to a location with a character on it, including if it starts on a location with a character, it stops. And once stopped at the same space as the character, it rolls the number of attack dice indicated on the card. When attacked, you can defend yourself and any citizens with you by discarding 1 item token for each hit symbol rolled. The exclamation point indicates the monster's power has been activated. Once for each time the symbol is rolled. If so, stop and resolve the monster's power ability before the rest of their attack. If that happened here, Displacer Beast would move to the wizard and attack with 1 hit. Because it had 2 matching symbols on the card, the Displacer Beast attacks again. It's already on a space with a character, so it does not move. Displacer Beast rolls 2 hits. If you cannot defend with items, or do not want to, you are defeated. Remove your hero from the board. Move the terror marker up 1 space on the terror level track. At the start of your next turn, place yourself at the recovery area, the yawning portal tap room. Keep playing as normal. You do not lose any perk cards or items. Unfortunately, citizens on their own are immediately defeated when hit by a monster and cannot be saved by discarding items. Remove them from the board and move the terror marker up 1 space. Things are looking grim. But if in our earlier example it had been the turn in which the cleric took 2 special actions during the hero phase, the outcome might have been different. During the hero phase, for your special action as the cleric, you rolled a 20, so you only roll 1 die for the monster for the whole monster phase. The monster attacks a second time, but once again, it only rolls 1 die. But you rolled a 9 earlier as a special action, so you may re-roll all monster dice with hit or power result, and you choose to do so now, and are safe for now. The monster mats and rulebook will give details on each monster you have in play. Horrified Dungeons & Dragons ends in 1 of 3 ways. If the terror level reaches the maximum, Or the monster deck is empty when you are required to draw a card. The monsters win. You've taken too long to save the realm. Or the game ends if the heroes defeat all the monsters in play. You win! And that's how you play Horrified Dungeons and Dragons. And once you feel up for a different challenge, you can check out our other videos on specific monsters, or on how to combine this game with some other Horrified titles. But for now, you're ready to save the Forgotten Realms and turn your actions into tales of bravery that will be told for generations to come.